Hi, this is Trev and welcome to my blog. I'd like to give you a red hot tip, and no, I'm not talking about a personal appointment with Madame Swish. What I'm talking about is a bodywork restoration tip. So let's give you a scenario. You're working on a panel and it's all enclosed. It could be a sill panel or it could be a door or something where access from the inside is extremely difficult. So you've got a hole in it for whatever reason and you want to let a panel back into that hole. So you've made your panel up, you offer it up to the hole and it falls inside the panel and then you can't get it back out again. You can't get any grips into it because it's all enclosed. I thought of a real clever solution. I've been using this for years, so I thought it's about time I let you guys in on one of my top tips. So for whatever reason you have a hole in the panel and you want to let a small panel into that hole, well, say that this is the patch that you've made up. Make sure that the patch is a few millimeters larger than the hole that you want to fill. So what you need to do is attach some MIG wire to the center of this panel. So the simplest way of getting the wire onto the patch is to hold the earth clamp in your hand, piece of angle iron cleaned up, make sure you're wearing gloves, obviously, hold the earth clamp on the angle iron, get the torch and then weld on top of your repair patch. So as you're welding, split second you're here at welding, take off the earth clamp and then release the trigger. You'll then have the wire actually welded to your panel and a little tail coming off it. Then you can just meter out as much wire as you want, obviously without the earth clamp connected. Meter it out and then just cut it off with a pair of snips. So the first thing to do is to twist a hoop in the top of the wire so that you can pass your finger through it. Then pop it inside the panel and pull it up tight. Once you've pulled it up tight, you can then get yourself a Sharpie. Get a Sharpie and draw around on top of your plate using the hole as a guide, and then just trim it off with a pair of tin snips. Offer it up to the hole just to make sure you're happy with the fit. Once you are happy with the fit, what you can then do is either tack a couple of strips across or grip them if you've got the facility to do that. You can then pass your repair patch inside the hole, pulling it up nice and tight. It is now exactly level with the panel. You can then of course tack it into place. Once it's tacked into place, you can get your pair of tin snips, trim off your tail and give it a clean up and then weld it all the way round, and you've got a perfectly flush plate without it falling inside the panel. Well, I really hope you got something out of that fantastic tip. Massive thanks goes out to Artec for the new MIG welder. What I want to do is get things more compact. My old MIG welder was quite big. The new MIG welder is about a quarter of the size. This means that I can condense down my workstation, so I'll have a TIG welder, a MIG welder and a plasma cutter all taking up the same footprint as my old MIG welder. And the MIG welder, the new MIG welder, is the same power output as the old one too. So anyway, I'll catch you next time round. Bye for now.